Hey everyone, so today's video is a couple of weeks late. It's probably the latest video this summer. I've been keeping pretty consistent with a video every 1 to 2.5 weeks. Anyways, before I get into the explanation on why this video is so late and start showing the actual sketchbook session, I'm really excited to announce today that, or tonight, that my art shop is finally open after ages. So here it is. This is my website, lostcoffeebean.com. This is probably the most effort I've ever put into anything, to be honest. I'm notorious at procrastinating, so I'm kind of shocked that I was able to finish this in the 2020s. I thought I'd have to wait for the 2040s. But yeah, if you'd like to check it out, the website is thelostcoffeebean.com. So here are some of the prints. Well, 3 out of 4 of the prints. As you can see, it's part of the fancy sketchbook series that I made here on YouTube. And yeah, these are the different sizes. So the biggest size is 16 by 20, the medium one is 12 by 16, and the smallest is 8 by 10. But honestly, even the 8 by 10 inch size, the detail in it is really good. The quality is great because I had them professionally scanned at my local scanning shop. And scanning them professionally really helps. You can see all the detail, the pencil texture, and the colors are really accurate to the real life versions as well. Now, one thing I did want to mention is that I'm using a print-on-demand service, which is kind of like Redbubble. The name of the service I'm using is Printful, and basically it creates one print or one sticker per order. So I'm not mass producing anything, which means the pricing has to be a little bit higher than I would have liked it to be. I still managed to make the posters affordable, but the stickers are kind of at Redbubble pricing level. So it's a little bit expensive. I understand it's a little too much, to be honest. Anyway, so this is the 4th and final poster on my shop, and it's that hand drawing from my first video back here on YouTube. Personally, this is my favorite design out of the 4 posters. I love how it fills the entire page. It's like a full bead sort of design thing. And yeah, I'm currently hanging the 18 by 24 inch one next to my Lord of the Rings map poster. And finally, here are the stickers. These are only 3 out of the 5 designs, so if you'd like to see the rest of them and if you'd like to see the rest of everything, sorry, this is such a long rant. But yeah, check out my website. Thank you so much for listening to all this, and I'll finally start the video. Okay, so sketchbook session number 5. This sketchbook session features art block and me wanting to be finished with this sketchbook. So eventually I do get inspired. It's not a sad video, positive vibes only, but it starts off as a sad video, but then it gets a little happier. Anyway, so the main reason for this video being so late is I had an entire video filmed and finished, but then I had to scrap the entire thing because I wasn't happy with the art, and I wasn't really happy with the concept of the video. I didn't feel like voiceovering it. So instead of doing what past me would do, which is force myself by all means necessary to voice over and publish it, I decided to take care of my mental health and just start over. And I'm so happy I did. I'm really happy with how this video turned out, to be honest. So it starts off a little rocky because, anytime I fail at doing something, I fall into a little trap of art block, and I can't really think of anything else to make for a while. So this is me just drawing my feelings, I guess. That's a drawing of me looking up at my future sketchbook number 4 and pouting like a little baby. Anyways, I'm really glad I still have this footage because I deleted some other footage of some other failed attempts. So honestly, the failed attempt counter should be at 5. Unfortunately, I deleted the footage because I was so mad at the time, but I kind of wish I kept it. Okay, so here's some footage of me unpacking and a destroyed package from Amazon. It kind of arrived broken or cracked open. It's not a huge deal. All the pencils were in perfect condition. Anyways, I got some premium oil-based colored pencils by Art and Fly recently from Amazon, and it was as if the universe heard my little cries for help because it arrived at the perfect moment. So I've been using Prismacolor Premier colored pencils for years now, but recently I've been wanting to use them to make like line arts for my art, and also just to like color things softly and not making like super blended, waxy, finished illustrations. But unfortunately, Prismacolors lack the ability to make a line longer than 5 centimeters without breaking. It's so frustrating. Like, you cannot make a line that long with Prismacolors without the tip snapping. So I bought some oil-based colored pencils because I wanted to see if like oil-based ones would work a little better. And I was right. Like, these Art and Fly colored pencils are, no joke, my new favorite colored pencils. Like, I feel a little weird saying that because they're so cheap compared to Prismacolors. Like, a pack of 72, I think, was $40 or maybe cheaper. I forget. I need to check. But it was insane how cheap these were. Anyway, so on screen right now, I'm painting this girl on a trash can. This painting drove me insane. I was about to give up on it like 10 times. I think in a couple seconds you're gonna see me covering it with paper. Like, I was planning to kill it off. Yeah, like right there. But thankfully I kept working on it. I think I lost some footage there, but I kept working on it. I added colored pencils over the gouache, and I kind of like how it looks now. It's not my favorite, but I definitely don't not like it. I like it, I don't love it, is what I'm trying to say. So this sketch over here was done the day I got my second shot of the vaccination. Actually, wait, no, it was the day after I got my second shot of the vaccination. So I was extremely sick, and this is yet another reason why this video is so late. I got extremely sick after the second dose, and yeah, I felt like my head was on fire whenever I like stood up, and yeah, I drew syringe, I think that's what it's called, a needle, syringe needle. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but yeah, I drew that. Honestly, when I'm in an art block or like when I'm not really feeling super creative, I just draw whatever's going on in my sketchbook, and those are the pages I end up liking the most, to be honest. So yeah, I drew the second shot of the vaccination. I drew Zeekoos with his little bald spot. We found out that Zeekoos has a bald spot on his head, and it looks kind of funny, so I drew it. Oh, also, I've become a notorious washi tape addict. Like, I bought maybe like 40 different colors of washi tape. They were super cheap. Like, it's not a good quality brand at all. I'm probably killing the earth by buying these washi tapes. I feel really bad about that, but I can't help it. They just look so cute, and they fill up so much space. So if you ever awkwardly position a drawing on the page like I did, like that guy with the bag on top of his head, the paper bag on top of his head, he's positioned so weirdly on the page. So I put some washi tape, and all of a sudden it looks like I did it on purpose. Anyways, I just want to take a moment to say that these colored pencils are amazing. I think I already said that, but I need to say it again during this part. Like, I was planning on just inking it with colored pencils and then painting on top with watercolors like I usually do, but I ended up doing the entire thing with colored pencils, including the background, because they're just not annoying and waxy like Prismacolors. Like, rendering and making things smooth is so easy with these. It was really fun. It looks almost as smooth as markers, and it didn't take any effort at all. I feel like I'm finally experiencing colored pencils for the first time. They're almost like they're like Crayola colored pencils, but more pigmented, better quality, and like easier to blend. And they also feel really good in your hands, like they feel good quality, even though they're so cheap. I don't know how to describe it properly. I'm like fangirling right now, but I promise you it's like justified fangirl. I really love these. I don't think they're on Faber-Castell like polychromos levels because a lot of reviews on Amazon said they weren't, and like I'm willing to trust that. But I definitely prefer them over Prismacolor. But I only prefer them over Prismacolor for like sketchbook stuff or touching up artwork. So like layering these on top of watercolors and gouache and like doing simple sketches in my sketchbook, I definitely prefer these over Prismacolors. But I'm pretty sure Prismacolors are still superior for like polished, hyper-realistic illustrations on colored paper especially. I still need to test these out. So I'll definitely try in my next sketchbook session to make something like hyper-realistic, maybe like a hand with these colored pencils, and I'll let you know if I prefer them or not. So yeah, and I might even test them on toned paper in my next video as well. Anyway, so my point is, please take everything I just said with like a grain of salt. I still need to like push these a little more and like use them a little longer before making a review. I don't think I'm making a review video, but I'll definitely give a more solid opinion in my next sketchbook session, which will be my last video for the summer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm really excited by these pencils. They're really fun so far. I'm finally enjoying the medium again. So if that's worth anything, I would recommend getting these then if you just want to have some fun in your sketchbook. So one other thing I wanted to mention about this page specifically is that the blue at the top of the sky got ruined. I don't like how it looks. It's super scratchy. It's blended in a really weird way, and that was fully my fault. Like I was still getting used to blending these, and I believe I can now do it a little better than that. Now this is where the color selection issue comes into play. I feel like if they had lighter blues in the first place, it would have been much easier, but it's okay. Like you don't have to have 3 million colors to make an artwork. Yeah, next time I'll try doing a sky again maybe and see how it works, but this sky definitely got ruined. I think I should have transitioned from blue to purple to red instead of just going from straight to blue to red, because even with Prismacolors, I would go from blue to purple instead of just straight to red. But yeah, the white colored pencil, by the way, for the oil-based pencils, definitely doesn't work as well as the Prismacolor white pencil. Like it doesn't have the same effect, and it was my fault for thinking they'd work exactly the same. I should have tested it out first, but it's okay. I'm still happy with that illustration. So for this illustration over here, I'm using a highlighter and then going in with some water-based markers and pens. I learned this technique from Matthew Dorsey here on YouTube. He has an incredible art channel. It's really inspiring, and he's so good at teaching things. So I had a lot of fun with this, and it was my first time trying this technique. So I went with something super simple, like really basic shading, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I definitely want to try this again, but instead of pens, I'd like to try colored pencils. But the whole point of like not doing a base sketch was really great for me in this case, because I was still kind of like getting out of my art block, so not having to worry about the sketch phase really helped me just like jump into it. And it turned out really vibrant because there was no like colored pencil or graphic pencil underneath. So this is the last illustration of this sketchbook session, and it was actually my favorite one. I had the most fun painting it, and I really like how it turned out. So I went in with a base layer of really watered down acrylics on top of graphite pencil, and it actually had this really cool effect on the entire painting. It desaturated the colors really nicely, but also gave this green glow. So that's why I really like this piece. I feel like I needed to work on desaturating my colors a little bit so that when I actually did use saturated colors, it would show. Because just filling a page full of saturated colors, it gets a little like confusing. So I'm glad I desaturated this piece a bit, and I'm really happy with the color palette. The colored pencils worked really nicely on top of the acrylics. I had to wait like an hour for it to dry. But yeah, as you can see, the orange and yellows and reds, it really toned down because of the greens, and you can still see some of the greens shining through. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that effect, and I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. I used this reference photo from Pinterest of this kid using a balloon to cover his face. I hope it looks like a balloon. I try my best to follow the reference photo and not add like a million highlights like I wanted to. I'm worried it looks a little too much like a mask, which would look like a certain YouTuber that I don't want to be drawing. But yeah, I hope it looks like a balloon. I kind of think it does. So here I'm adding this little succulent cactus drawing that my brother made for me. My younger brother, he's like 8, and he's obsessed with drawing cactus, or cacti, plural. So it's the only thing he's been drawing for the past week, and he gave me like 10 of them, so I put one of them here. It's like a really cute sticker. But yeah, that's about it for this video. After that, I just add a couple stars, some final touches. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and here are just like the final shots of the 4 pages I filled. My next video is going to be the last video for the summer, but there's like an odd chance that I might not even be able to post the last video, because tomorrow at like 7 a.m. I'm having my wisdom teeth removed. That's the main reason for the rush of me opening my art shop. I didn't want to miss the opportunity because of like my wisdom teeth removal. But yeah, I just like to take this moment to say a huge thank you to everyone for the amazing support. I had so much fun this summer here on YouTube, and I hope you guys had fun too. Now, best case scenario, I'm thinking my last video will actually be September 7th, like around that time, which is when like my classes start. I think I'll be able to handle the wisdom teeth removal. I hope I can. But if I can't make it for one last sketchbook session video, I'll probably be making a sketchbook tour video sometime in the end of September or October. I really want to finish this sketchbook, but I don't want to rush the process. So I'm just going to take my time and make a tour when it's done. Anyways, that's all the rambling I have to do for today's video. This took an insane amount of time to voice over. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!